Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Keely Denenberg. I'm Senior VP of Client Solutions at Orange Grove Consulting, and I'm joined today by Jodi Detjen, one of our managing partners. Hello, Jodi. Thank you for being here. So, Jodi, in the last year, you recently conducted and completed research on bias and promotion. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I wanted to understand, because so much of promotion is really where we lose people in the pipeline. So one of the reasons that leadership isn't more representative of the organization is because the pipeline's leaky, very leaky for people that are underrepresented, whether that be women, people of color, or other different aspects of diversity. So I wanted to explore this a little bit. So what I did was I looked at this research construct that looked at some characteristics of cultures. So cultures that have characteristics where there's a lot of strength, so you're not really allowed to show vulnerability. Asking for help is seen as weakness. You're not really supposed to support people. It's really all about the work. They have characteristics of work as primary, so people aren't really allowed to have a balanced life. Everything is about the work. And so as a result, you have to prioritize work to everything else, to the detriment of everything else. And then they also have a characteristic of what's called dog eat dog, or it's really about this internal competition, which can really create this culture of toxicity. So what I did was I examined organizations that had those types of characteristics. And then I evaluated how fair, perceptions of fairness, people thought the developmental assignment allocation was, so the steps to get to promotion, as well as promotion. And what I found was that organizations that had those characteristics very strongly all had very poor indicators of fairness. So people did not think their promotion process was fair. And the relationship, the correlation was extraordinarily strong. It was highly correlated. And the interesting thing was that it did not matter what the demographics were. Everybody thought it was unfair. Now, people might say, who cares? It's just perception. And one of the things I think is really important to understand about perception is that perception is actually reality for people. So when people feel that promotion processes or developmental assignments are unfairly allocated, what ends up happening is they start to feel less good about their organization. They feel less good about their organization, they leave. Hence the leaky pipeline. So what ends up happening is that people go away and you lose this incredible talent, because remember, these perceptions of fairness are not based on how good people are. They're based on how fair people think these processes are. It's about transparency. It's about overtness. It's about objectivity built into the process. And so the research was categorically clear that the more organizations showed this really, oh, we are strong and you're part of this and work is the only thing that matters, the less likely people thought that they wanted to work there. So let's go even further. In some of the qualitative research that I did that supported this, I got comments like, yeah, they just picked him because he's his friend. Who knows how people get promoted here? I don't know. It's very unclear. It all looks like people are all in the in group. And so you heard this bias that was built into the process, and that informed people's perceptions. And so overall, the good news about it is that we can see these cultural attributes, and they're easier to see now because there's more emphasis on collaboration, there's more emphasis on vulnerability, and there's more emphasis on this work-life balance. But too often those things are looked at as nice to have. And my research clearly says that they're actually fundamental to people's willingness to think, or ability to think, that this process is fair and good for their career.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jodi. Thanks everyone for being here. Check back to our YouTube channel for a couple of other conversations about this topic.